A very good evening and welcome to the news tonight, where we get you the day's top stories from India and across the world. I'm Tracy Shilchi and here are the headlines. Members voice concern over farmers' distress in Rajya Sabha. Opposition parties criticize government's decision to scrap import duty on wheat despite expectations of a bumper crop this year. Transaction surcharge on credit card payments over fuel purchase at petrol pumps generates heat in upper house. Opposition questions the new charges on ATM withdrawals as well. Goa Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar wins the trust vote with 22 MLAs in the 40-member Goa Assembly. In Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh takes oath as the Chief Minister for the second time in the state. And Dutch centre-right Prime Minister Mark Rutte scores a resounding victory over anti-Islam and anti-EU Geert Wilders, says the country has rejected the wrong kind of populism. Riding on expectations of a bumper wheat crop this year, opposition parties in Rajya Sabha criticised the government's decision to scrap import duty on wheat on Thursday. In fact, the opposition termed the move anti-farmer and demanded revoking the order. The government, however, assured the House of appropriate action on the matter.
Members in the upper house voiced their concern over the issue of farmers' distress, raising it after his Rule 267 adjournment motion was converted into a zero-hour mention. Sharad Yadav of the JDU said farmers were compelled to resort to distress sales of wheat as zero-duty import was allowed in a year of bumper harvest. Yadav also underscored the need for immediate intervention by the government as farmers were selling their produce at prices lower than the minimum support price.
यानी हमने गेहूं की मिनिमम सपोर्ट प्राइस है 1625 रुपए प्रति कुंटल खरीद है, तो पूरे बाजार में बिक रहा है 1550 रुपए कुंटल। ये हालत है गेहूं की। आगे आने वाले समय में बड़े पैमाने पर गेहूं आने वाला है, पूरे देश में बड़े पैमाने पर बम्पर क्रॉप है, बहुत गेहूं पैदा हुआ है। बुरी हालत होगी किसान की। किसी तरह से कई तरह दिक्कतों के पार करते हुए उसने अपने खेत को खाली नहीं रहने दिया।
CPM Sitaram Yechuri and SPs Ram Gopal Yadav asserted that the move to abolish
यहाँ इसको प्रोत्साहन दे, यहाँ जो उत्पादन हो उसके लिए बाहर से मंगाने के बजाय यहाँ को उत्पादन को और किसान को प्रोत्साहन दे।
Defending the policy, Union Minister Venkaiah Naidu urged members to tender notice for a discussion on the issue.
This government has increased the MSP to the pulses.
No, the point is
that the parliamentary affairs minister has required. Have formed a committee. There is a committee looking into this.
India is the world's second biggest producer of wheat. The centre lowered the import tax on wheat to 10% from 25% in September 2016 and scrapped the duty last December. Wheat imports have touched 55 lakh tons since then. Ministry of Agriculture has projected wheat output at 96.64 million tons in 2017, up from 92.29 million tons last year. Without any import duty, wheat from foreign countries becomes cheaper than indigenously produced wheat, adding to the problems of the farmers. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And opposition parties in Rajya Sabha questioned the imposition of transaction surcharge on credit card payments for fuel purchase at petrol pumps. The members also slammed the government for new charges being introduced on ATM withdrawals. Several other issues of public importance were raised during zero hour.
Naresh Agrawal of the SP raised the issue of people being levied a fuel surcharge. He said that despite the government's promise, petrol and diesel purchases through credit and debit cards are being charged 2% surcharge. Questioning the government's alleged patronage to Paytm, Agrawal said the government is promoting private business interests.
लेकिन जिन्होंने कार्ड से पेमेंट किया उन पर पेट्रोल कंपनी ने बियर करके जो जिन्होंने पेमेंट किया उन पर 2% सरचार्ज लग गया। यहाँ तक कि बैंकों ने ये ऑर्डर दे दिया कि अगर महीने में 3 से 5 बार निकासी करोगे तो 50 से 150 रुपए आप पर चार्ज लगेगा, सरचार्ज लगेगा। श्रीमद कभी बैंकों ने सरचार्ज नहीं लिया।
Sitaram Yechuri of the CPIM also voiced concern over the new charge on ATM withdrawals.
I got the notification from our State Bank of India in the Parliament House, deducting 144 rupees as charges for the use of the ATM card.
Okay.
This is happening without any announcement.
Rubbishing allegations of providing patronage to private any player, Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs Mukhtar Abbas Naqvi said the government was ready to hold a discussion on the issue.
जो विकसित भारत है, उस विकसित भारत का एक बहुत महत्वपूर्ण क्रांतिकारी कदम है डिजिटल इंडिया। दूसरी चीज ये कि एक कंपनी का नाम लिया, एक कंपनी के बारे में कहा कि वो कंपनी जो है वो उस कंपनी से सरकार उसको प्रोत्साहित कर रही। मैं उसको बिल्कुल गलत मानता हूं। और उसके अलावा डिजिटल इंडिया के बारे में मैं माननीय सदस्य से कहना चाहूंगा, वो एक नोटिस दें और उस पर हम चर्चा कर लेंगे।
Tapan Sen raised the issue of vacancies in the government institutions, while Ali Anwar Ansari of the JDU pitched for inclusion of Bhojpuri in the 8th schedule of the constitution.
The massive non-filling of vacancies in the central government offices, which has crossed more than 40%, and replacing them by contract employees, and thereby indirectly taking away the constitutional right of SCs and STs for reservation, besides trampling under feet the latest judgment of the Supreme Court for paying same wage for same work.
हरिवंश बाबू, माननीय सदस्य रामचंद्र बाबू और हमारे दूसरे लोगों ने लिखा है मिल करके और आश्वासन दिया है सरकार को कि आप इसको भोजपुरी को संविधान की 8वीं अनुसूची में शामिल कीजिए।
Issues of private hospitals charging exorbitant rates for treatment and spike in prices of non-subsidized cylinders also found resonance during Zero Hour. Kriti Mishra's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Now, the drama of a government formation in Goa ended today with Manohar Parrikar winning the trust vote in the Assembly. Congress was left with just 16 votes against 22 in favour of the BJP-led government. Here's what happened in the trust vote. Newly sworn-in Chief Minister Manohar Parrikar won the trust vote with 22 MLAs in the 40-member House against 16 votes in favour of the Congress. It was a thumping victory for Parrikar, who quit as Defence Minister to return to Goa. Addressing the media, Parrikar took a dig at Congress's Goa in charge, Digvijay Singh.
As promised, we had a support of 23. We proved it on the floor of the House, debunking the Digvijay's claim that they have numbers. Right from beginning, they did not have number, and it was only hype, possibly because there was a demand which was coming that Digvijay step down as a General Secretary and as a desk in charge. This happens when you come to Goa only to enjoy, not to work.
The BJP's tally was swelled with the support of 1 MLA of the NCP and 3 MLAs each from the MGP, the Goa Forward Party and Independents. The Congress faced further embarrassment when their MLA Viswajit Rane skipped the trust vote. Rane resigned from the party a few hours later. Before the floor test, he expressed his disillusionment but said that he will vote for the Congress.
No, I never ditched the Congress.
Okay.
I stood with the Congress.
Okay.
As of now, I'm with the Congress.
As of now, what does that mean?
As of now, I'm with the Congress. I am going to be with the Congress. But I am disillusioned. I have expressed my views, but I am going to vote with the Congress.
The rest of the Congress MLAs said that they will stand by their party.
हमको अभी कितना दिन चलेगी, कितना दिन दौड़ेगी, तो देखेंगे हम.
But are you happy sitting in the position?
Yes, definitely. He is a senior politician. He knows how to act. Digvijay Singh. He properly he wanted to put order in systematically.
The Congress has termed the BJP's governments in Goa and Manipur a conspiracy.
ये जो साजिश करके हुकूमत बना रहे हैं और वो गद्दी पे बैठने की जो उनकी कोशिश थी उसमें वो कामयाब हो गए हैं। ये देश डेमोक्रेसी के तरफ नहीं जा रहा है, मोदी जी डिक्टेटरशिप के तरफ लेके जा रहे हैं और उसका उदाहरण यही है गोवा और मणिपुर।
On Thursday, Parrikar was sworn in as the Goa Chief Minister for the 4th time along with 9 ministers. This was after the Supreme Court refused the Congress petition for a stay on his swearing in. The apex court ordered an immediate trust vote since the BJP finished second in the assembly elections. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And Captain Amrinder Singh was today sworn in as the Chief Minister of Punjab for the second time. In the recently concluded assembly poll, Singh led the Congress to a resounding victory in the state, decimating the ruling Shiromani Akali Dal after 10 years of rule. 9 other MLAs were sworn in the cabinet along with Amrinder Singh today. Here are all the details.
I, Amrinder Singh, do swear in the name of God that I...
After leading the Congress to an emphatic electoral victory in Punjab, Captain Amrinder Singh was sworn in as the 26th Chief Minister of the state on Thursday. 9 ministers, including Navjot Singh Sidhu, also took oath. The ceremony was attended by a host of political leaders, including the former Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, and Party Vice President Rahul Gandhi. Besides Sidhu, estranged nephew of former Chief Minister Prakash Singh Badal, Manpreet Singh Badal was also sworn in.
पंजाब की जनता से पंजाब में हर एक व्यक्ति को बहुत बहुत दिल से धन्यवाद। उन्होंने कांग्रेस पार्टी में भरोसा किया है और अमरिंदर सिंह जी को चीफ मिनिस्टर बनाया है। दिल से अमरिंदर सिंह जी और हम सब पंजाब के लिए काम करें।
मैं समझता हूं कि अमरिंदर जी अगले 5 साल में पंजाब को उस स्थिति में ले जाएंगे जो आज तक कभी नहीं हुई, क्योंकि जो वित्तीय हालत है, जो अकालियों ने वित्तीय हालत इस प्रदेश की है, उसको सामने रखते हुए बहुत काम करने हैं और मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि अमरिंदर जी इस पे खड़े उतरेंगे।
दरअसल जो माफिया खड़े हो गए हैं पंजाब में, चाहे वो रेत का है, चाहे बजरी का है, चाहे केबल का है, चाहे ट्रांसपोर्ट का है, चाहे लिकर का है, ये जो माफिया हैं, इन माफिया और इनको तो कांग्रेस पार्टी की सरकार काट के रख देगी।
This is Amrinder's second stint as Chief Minister of Punjab. In what he claimed was his last election, Amrinder won the Patiala seat by over 50,000 votes, even though he lost the Lambi seat to former Chief Minister and Shiromani Akali Dal Chief Prakash Singh Badal. Congress, under the leadership of Amrinder Singh, won 77 seats in the 117-member assembly in the elections held last month. While the Aam Aadmi Party came a distant second with 20 seats, the SAD-BJP alliance was relegated to the third spot with just 18 seats. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And here are more national news updates in Nationwide. The Delhi High Court has said that the centre's decision to ban Zakir Naik's Islamic Research Foundation was taken to safeguard national security as it dismissed a plea challenging the ban. Holding the IRF's plea challenging the centre's decision has no merit, the court said that the order of the government was not arbitrary and illegal, as was being alleged by Naik's foundation. The court also agreed with the government's contention that the order was made over the apprehension that youths could be radicalized to join terror groups. The Tamil Nadu government presented a revenue deficit budget for the year 2017-18 but spared the common man from any new tax reforms. In his maiden budget, Tamil Nadu Finance Minister D. Jayakumar noted that the state economy was slowly picking up, but the continuing sluggishness of global and domestic economies and demonetization has affected it significantly. However, the minister claimed that the deficit will be contained despite additional commitment of payments under the centre's Uday scheme and the state government giving free power of up to 100 units to domestic consumers. The Bhopal-Ujjain train blast accused arrested from Uttar Pradesh have been remanded to NIA custody till the 27th of March. The 3 accused, identified as Danish Akhtar, Syed Mir Hussain and Atish Muhammad, were arrested by the Madhya Pradesh ATS hours after a bomb exploded in the train near Javdi railway station in Shahjapur district. They were arrested from a toll booth in Piparia in Hoshangabad district. 10 people were injured in the blast. With a quick break here, up next, we're getting you international news.
Here also we use the isotope technique to understand the source of water. So using the isotopic value, we can actually separate out how much rain you have got from the Bay of Bengal source, how much water you have got from the Arabian Sea, and how much water during the rainfall you have got from the recycling of the inland moisture.
Watch Eureka with Professor Prashanta Sanyal, Head of Department, Earth Sciences, ISER, Kolkata, on Rajya Sabha Television.
From cowries to metal pieces, Indian currency has seen many changes. The earliest punch-marked coins came from Gandhar. The East India Company at the turn of the 19th century also minted its own coins. The Indo-Greek coins come from a colony left behind by Alexander. They depict the golden rule of the Guptas, with embossed human portraits and matrimonial alliances like Chandragupta Maurya's wedding with Seleucus I Nicator's daughter.
Welcome back. Let's get you some international news now. And Dutch centre-right Prime Minister Mark Rutte scored a resounding victory over anti-Islam and anti-EU Geert Wilders in elections on Wednesday. With around 95% of the votes counted so far, Rutte's VVD party won 33 of Parliament's 150 seats, while Wilders' Freedom Party was placed second with 20 seats. All eyes were on these elections to one of Eurozone's largest economies, especially after last year's shock Brexit referendum and Donald Trump's victory in the US. Wilders, who pledged to close the borders to Muslim immigrants, shut mosques, ban sales of the Quran and leave the EU if elected, congratulated Rutte on his victory and offered to work with the new government. However, most of the leaders, including Rutte, pledged not to work with Wilders, denouncing his provocative rhetoric and his go-it-alone attitude. The election victory was hailed across Europe by governments facing a rising wave of nationalism, including Germany, where elections are due later this year.
Habe ich mich sehr gefreut und ich denke, es geht vielen so, dass eine hohe Wahlbeteiligung zu einem sehr proeuropäischen Ergebnis geführt hat, ein klares Signal und das nach Tagen, in denen die Niederlande Anwürfe und Vorwürfe zu ertragen hatten.
A federal judge in Hawaii blocked President Donald Trump's new travel ban hours before it was due to begin after midnight on Thursday. U.S. District Judge Derek Watson cited unquestionable evidence in the government's argument that the ban was a matter of national security. Here's a report.
A U.S. federal judge in Hawaii dealt another legal blow to President Donald Trump on Wednesday, issuing an emergency halt to his revised travel ban just hours before it was set to go into effect early on Thursday. U.S. District Judge Derek Watson put out an emergency stop on Trump's executive order, which aimed to temporarily bar entry to the United States of most refugees as well as travelers from 6 Muslim-majority countries. Watson said that the state of Hawaii showed a strong likelihood of success in its claims that the order violates the Establishment Clause of the U.S. Constitution, which prevents religious discrimination. Critics of the ban argued it was discriminatory against Muslims. Hawaii's Attorney General Doug Chin said his state had to make a stand against an executive order which discriminates against people based upon their nation of origin or based upon their religion.
We would love it if the federal government could make sure that they come out with an order that protects our national security interests, keeps the people of Hawaii safe, keeps the people of Oregon safe as well, but just not in a way that discriminates against people based upon their nation of origin or based upon their religion.
President Trump described the ruling as unprecedented judicial overreach. Trump said that the ruling makes the U.S. look weak and vowed to take the case as far as it needs to go, including to the U.S. Supreme Court.
This ruling makes us look weak, which, by the way, we no longer are, believe me. Just look at our borders. We're going to fight this terrible ruling. We're going to take our case as far as it needs to go, including all the way up to the Supreme Court.
Hawaii Governor David Ige and Oregon Attorney General Ellen Rosenblum welcomed the judge's order halting President Donald Trump's new travel ban.
We felt compelled to assure that we will not tolerate discrimination on the basis of national origin or religion, because that truly goes against the very essence of what makes Hawaii a very special place. And so certainly we felt compelled to file the lawsuit and are very happy that the court agreed with our position.
I think what we have heard today loud and clear, and it didn't take the judge very long to rule, is that when there is intent to discriminate, whether it's on the four corners of the document or whether you need to look outside to the context in which the document was prepared, an intent is an intent. You cannot snap your fingers and make intent to discriminate go away simply by substituting one document for another. And that is, in essence, what the court found today.
Trump's order would have placed a 90-day ban on people from 6 mainly Muslim nations and a 120-day ban on refugees. The president insists the move is to stop terrorists from entering the United States, but critics say it is discriminatory. An earlier version of the order issued in late January sparked confusion and protests and was blocked by a judge in Seattle. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
And here are more international news updates in Global Buzz. Saudi Arabia's King Salman oversaw the signing of deals worth potentially $65 billion as he started his visit to Beijing on Thursday. The move comes as the world's largest oil producer looks to cement ties with the world's second largest economy. The octogenarian monarch is on a month-long Asian tour. Deputy Chinese Foreign Minister Zhang Ming later accompanied him to attend the closing ceremony of the Roads of Arabia Historical Relics exhibition at the National Museum of China. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson met with Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe in Tokyo during his first Asia trip. The visit aims to underscore the importance of the U.S.-Japan alliance against the backdrop of escalating threat from North Korea's nuclear program and heightening tension within the Asia-Pacific region. Earlier, Tillerson suggested a new approach that the Trump administration will pursue. Queen Elizabeth II has given royal assent to the Brexit bill, clearing the way for Prime Minister Theresa May to start talks to leave the European Union. The bill was passed by MPs and peers on Monday and allowed the Prime Minister to notify Brussels that the UK is leaving the EU with a 2-year process of exit negotiations to follow. May said that she will trigger the process by the end of the month. North Korea says that the recent incident involving the death of leader Kim Jong-un's half-brother was a plot by South Korea and the US to bring the regime down. Kim Jong-nam was poisoned in Kuala Lumpur in February. Malaysia's police chief said that Interpol had issued a red notice, the closest to an international arrest warrant, for 4 North Koreans wanted in connection with the murder of Kim Jong-nam. All right, now let's get to some cricket action. And Steve Smith continues to be India's nemesis, scoring a superb century as Australia recovered from early setbacks to reach a comfortable 299 for 4 on the first day of the third test in Ranchi. This was Smith's 19th test 100. He also crossed the 5,000-run mark in the process, becoming the 3rd fastest Aussie to do so. Comeback man Glenn Maxwell also played his role to perfection, adding 159 runs in 47.4 overs for the 5th wicket. This was Maxwell's first 50-plus score in Test cricket. Even as the bowlers struggled, Indian captain Virat Kohli suffered a shoulder injury while fielding and was out of action for more than 1 session. Australia would be looking at a total in excess of 500 with an aim to bat India out of the match during the first innings itself. And here are more sports updates in Sportsbeat. Third-seeded Czech Karolina Pliskova defeated French Open champion Garbine Muguruza to reach the Indian Wells WTA semi-finals. Pliskova beat Muguruza with 7-6, 7-6 score. Trailing 5-2 in the second set, Spain's 7th-seeded Muguruza battled back, saving 2 match points as they went to a second tiebreaker. However, it was to no avail as Pliskova notched her 6th win in 7 meetings with Muguruza. World number 3 Stan Wawrinka rallied for a 3-6, 6-3, 7-6 victory over Japanese Yoshihito Nishioka to reach the ATP Indian Wells Masters quarterfinals. Switzerland's Wawrinka, who is a three-time Grand Slam champion, labored for 2 hours and 13 minutes to get past the 70th ranked Nishioka. The Swiss will next meet Austria's Dominic Thiem, who beat Frenchman Game of Phil. Monaco stunned Manchester City to reach the Champions League quarter-finals, overturning a 2-goal first-leg deficit with a 3-1 victory, going through with an aggregate score of 6-all. Leonardo Yardim's team started brightly, with 18-year-old French prodigy Kylian Mbappe opening the scoring early on. City barely set foot in Monaco's half, and in the 29th minute, Fabiano fired home. Monaco turned the tie back in their favour, in fact, 6 minutes later, and Monaco is now the only French side left in the competition after Paris Saint-Germain were knocked out by Barcelona. Manchester United hosts FC Rostov later tonight for the second leg of the UEFA Europa League round of 16 tie. The Red Devils go into the match with a crucial away goal after drawing 1-1 in Russia. However, they will be without Wayne Rooney and Anthony Martial, but Zlatan Ibrahimovic will return, providing some relief. Rostov will also be without their captain Alexander Gatskan, who is suspended. That's all we have for you on the news tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.